And these are the faces of college football's future. More than 100 players joining us here at Dave & Buster's in Hollywood as the top seniors in South Florida have made their decision and will help some university next year win lots of football games. Hello, everybody. I'm Joe Rose.
I'm Adam Cooperstein. Joe, you will not find a better collection of future college stars anywhere in America than what we've got right here, right now, tonight. And over the next half hour, we're going to tell you who's going where, which schools are benefiting, and from the looks of all these different colored hats and different teams, every big-time school is represented. This show is all about the young people right here, and it's going to be a lot of fun on the Dave & Buster's South Florida High School Football Show Signing Day Special. Welcome to Dave & Buster's, where we are live for our 4th annual South Florida High School Football Signing Day Special. Joe, everyone gets better than the next, and every single year we are loaded with talent in South Florida.
It is amazing, and today is the day where all the hard work for all these players pays off, and you find out just how rich in high school football talent South Florida is, especially here in Dade and Broward County with so many kids signing and going to schools all over the country.
It just hit me. Our first ever show right here at Dave & Buster's. Denard Robinson was in the other room on TV doing his first interview after signing with Michigan. Now he's a Heisman Trophy candidate, winning bowl games in the BCS. He just met the president the other day. These kids have a bright future ahead of them.
It has been unbelievable, and you know what? We'll see a few of these kids, sure enough, will be playing in the NFL. We're going to see college All-Americans. You'll see a little bit of everything, but you will see the future of football with this group here.
You're going to get to know a lot of players during the show today. We got a lot of live interviews scheduled for you, but we have to start with the big surprise of the day. It was very good news for Miami Hurricanes fans. We'll get going with Broward County, the last guy to make his decision. He kept everybody waiting until this morning.
I will be spending the next 3 to 4 years furthering my education and my athletic ability at the University of Miami.
He's the best cornerback in the country, and he's officially a Hurricane. Miramar's Tracy Howard putting an end to the mystery, choosing UM over Florida and Florida State this morning. He's an Army All-American and instantly makes Miami's strong class a great one. And he wasn't alone. Howard bringing wide receiver Malcolm Lewis with him to the U. Lewis ranked as the best wideout in Broward and the 5th best in the state. The Patriots sending 15 total players to college, including 2 more to West Virginia, keeping that Mountaineer pipeline going. Miramar quarterback Cameron Hudge picks Delaware. In Davie, 8 players from university schools signing on the dotted line, including receiver McGarrett Kings, who chose Michigan State, and 6'6", 340-pound lineman with the best name, Nacho Garcia, is headed to Louisville.
Excited. I woke up this morning 3 or 4 times before I even came out here. I was just excited and ready. It was just a great day, a great feeling to sign that paperwork.
A special day for Flanagan High in Pembroke Pines. 3 Division I signees for the first time in school history. Headlined by receiver Justin Ferguson. He'll be looking at Touchdown Jesus on Saturdays, playing for Notre Dame. The University of Georgia plucking one of the best kickers in South Florida from American Heritage High. That's in Plantation. Marshall Morgan teeing it up for the Bulldogs.
I wanted some big-time football games, some close matches. I didn't want a lot of blowouts, you know. I wanted the games that come down to a field goal. I get to make that last field goal.
The most creative announcement goes to Northeast big fella Cameron Davis, the offensive lineman, skipping the traditional hats in front of him and instead getting his choice delivered in a gift-wrapped box. Davis unwrapping USF.
I made my choice off of the location. I wanted my family to come see me play. I felt comfortable. It's a nice campus. I just want to be a part of something that's like going to be big in the future.
And finally, St. Thomas, again sporting a motherload of student athletes, sending a dozen football players off to college, including 4 to the Ivy League.
Here's a couple of other signings we didn't get to cover. Eli receiver Avery Johnson heads to LSU. South Plantation cornerback Hugs Etienne signs with Wisconsin. Hallandale cornerback Willie Bailey's a Gator. And now here's Adam with the jewel of Miami's recruiting class for a very special award.
Yeah, Joe, time to give out some hardware. And all season long, fans of high school football in Dade and Broward counties have been visiting South Florida High School Football.com to vote on the Tico Peoples Gas Player of the Year, a big-time trophy right here. And to present that award from Tico Peoples Gas for Broward County, we have Tracy Coley.
On behalf of Tico Peoples Gas, congratulations.
Tracy Howard from Miramar High School, top cornerback in the country, wins the award. Very nice trophy this year, and it's been a heck of a day for you. Surprising a lot of people. A lot of people said a couple weeks ago, he's not coming to Miami. What changed your mind, Tracy?
Before I answer that question, I want to thank God first. Tico Peoples Gas Station, for presenting me this award. And, I knew I wanted to go to Miami when I took my visit down there. Just got around those guys and just seen the opportunity, especially being around South Florida guys and doing it in my hometown and doing it in my city. I couldn't let that pass up.
I felt the celebration when you said this morning. I felt it all the way down to Coral Gables, all the Canes fans around the country, when you said, if I'm going to win, I might as well win it for my city. It seems like there's a great sense of pride of your family. You get to stay close to home and help bring this Hurricanes program back to the top.
Yeah, it is. It is a blessing to be in this position, for all these guys to be in this position, and everybody should just stay humble. We got an opportunity. We just got to take advantage of it.
So earlier in the week, I talked to Duke Johnson, who's also on the show today, from Norland High School, and some of your teammates and other guys who did sign with you earlier or committed to you earlier, they did a little recruiting. How much of an effect did they have on your decision?
At the end of the day, it's my decision. I got to do what's best for me at the end of the day. It's only a bonus that those guys are being around me. The guys I grew up with, like Malcolm Lewis, Duke Johnson, Deion Bush. I've been playing around those guys, since I was a shorty. So that's only a bonus. But at the end of the day, I got to do what's best for me, and I do feel like you and what's best for me.
Well, you're definitely not a shorty anymore. I know your family agrees with that. Big-time player right here. Can't wait to see you down in Coral Gables. It's going to be a lot of fun. Congrats again to Tracy Howard on winning Broward County's Tico Peoples Gas Player of the Year award. Congrats.
Thank you.
Great family behind him, too, and Miramar High School fans and coaching staff. I want to thank Tracy. And now, quick reminder, you can follow South Florida High School Football Show on Twitter at HSF Ball. And don't forget to follow NBC at NBC Miami Sports. Let's go back to Joe, who also has a very special guest of his own.
All right, thank you so much, Coop. Justin Ferguson, Flanagan wide receiver, joins us. He's on his way, as you can tell. Nice-looking hat there. Going to Notre Dame. You made up your mind fairly early in this process. You made a trip and obviously fell in love with playing for Notre Dame.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What'd you notice? What'd you see that you liked so much to see a South Florida kid? We don't see a lot of guys from South Florida go to Notre Dame.
Just after visiting the school for the first time, I just felt the automatic connection, with the coaches, with the players, and the fan base also. Just after being there, I felt like I was home.
Did you make trips after that, or was that just it? I've seen enough. That's where I'm going.
There. I did my official there on October 22nd to the USC game, so that's after I was committed, but I took a visit there also.
I'm always curious. You played against a bunch of these guys in that other room there.
Yeah.
What's it like? You're from Philadelphia. You come down here. Talk about the competition for high school football in South Florida.
It's a big difference. The level of intensity is a great larger amount. The kids are bigger, faster, and stronger, so I definitely had to step up my game and come in and play real hard against these guys.
What's it like with so many recruiters going to every school, whether you're a national champion, a state champion, to see all the colleges coming out trying to recruit you? Was it what you expected?
It was nothing like I expected. Everyone hopes to go to a big D1 school, but coming down as a junior from Philadelphia, it's a small chance to get into a big college, especially at that time getting recruited as a junior. So I always expected myself to go to college, but it definitely shocked me that I got this big of a D1 school and I just got them this much. Yeah.
Well, you've been an outstanding receiver. Justin, congratulations. Thanks for spending some time with us, and good luck, man, at Notre Dame.
All right, thank you.
And as I always say, stay healthy. Hey, Coop, we got a lot more coming up in the show. What do you have for us?
Yeah, Joe, we have just scratched the surface here on the South Florida High School Football Show Signing Day special. When we come back, we're going to go south of the county border to Dade and check in to see who's joining the national champion Crimson Tide. Plus, he's a state champ and one of Miami-Dade's brightest stars. We'll introduce you to the man simply known as Duke.
Thanks to a generous donation by Tico Peoples Gas, the South Florida High School Football Show is able to congratulate Miramar High School as the 2011 Broward County High School of the Year for placing the most nominations for the Tico Peoples Gas Player of the Year.
The South Florida High School Football Signing Day Special is brought to you by Dave & Buster's, and by BP with Invigorate.
Got $15.99 for a night out? Then bring it to Dave & Buster's for our Eat and Play combo. Why settle for just dinner when you can eat, play, and win? Get your choice of 20 entrees and a $10 game card, starting at $15.99. So bring your hunger, boredom, and will to go nuts. Where else can you have fun and food for under 16 bucks? The Eat and Play combo, only at Dave & Buster's. Check out our awesome late night deals.
The car on the left was filled up with low detergent gasoline, while the car on the right was filled up with BP gasoline with Invigorate, which helps clean and protect its engine, so it can get a few more miles per tank than the car on the left. Go a little farther with BP gasoline with Invigorate.
Welcome back to the South Florida High School Football Show Signing Day special. Earlier on, we told you about all those Broward County signees. Well, now it's time to look at these Miami-Dade high school football signees going to all the top schools around the country and take a stroll through the always fertile grounds of the 305. No question who Norland running back Duke Johnson wants to play for. If the state champion Under Armour All-American didn't give it away with his hands, the Al Golden-inspired orange tie T-shirt made it clear. Johnson is arguably Miami-Dade's best player, and he brings his best offensive lineman, Eric Flowers, with him to Miami. Another Army All-American is staying close to home. Columbus safety Deion Bush will run through the smoke at Sun Life Stadium, choosing Miami over Alabama and Auburn.
I think all the Miami players are starting to see that Miami is becoming a force again, and we're all trying to work to get the team back to where it was at.
He'll be joined by another hometown stud, Coral Reef defensive back Vernon Davis. He celebrated his commitment to the Canes with much of his family.
It's a great feeling to have, just to be a part of your family, to get it all over with and all said and done. It's also a great feeling. It's still kind of surreal to me just knowing that you're going to your hometown school and always going to as a Cane fan is a great feeling.
At Central High in Miami, 6 Rockets making it official, including receiver Daryl Joyner, who will play for West Virginia. Braddock's Robert Conyers is off to Ole Miss, and at Miami Beach High, Ricardo Lewis gone back and forth between Auburn and Florida State, but the two-way player finally decides on the Tigers and the SEC. Some other big names signing today. A big haul for Homestead. Herb Waters goes to UM. James Burgers Jr. to Louisville. A.J. Leggett signs with Marshall. Northwestern wide receiver Amari Cooper, he is headed to national champion Alabama. I'm going to throw some names at you right now, okay, guys? Tim Tebow, Dante Culpepper, Anquan Bolden. Those 3 guys right there won the highest honor you could get in the state of Florida for football, Mr. Football. And next on that list, just the second guy from South Florida ever to win that award, Duke Johnson. Get to know him right now.
Duke Johnson, what a return! Are you kidding me?
Duke Johnson gets that question a lot.
Duke Johnson bounces the other way, and he is in for the touchdown.
The Norland High School running back scored 5 touchdowns in the state championship, a shutout victory capping off a perfect season.
That's a great way just to end my high school career.
But he wasn't done. Johnson also got named Mr. Football, the award given to the state's best player.
That thing looks green. It is.
Not bad for a guy who at 5'9" even caught his own coach off guard when they first met.
And I'm like, you're just, 5 foot nothing like from Rudy, 100 and nothing.
Even Johnson's teammates kid him about his height, but his heart and ability more than make up for it.
He looks like he's playing a man among boys out there.
And that's why the University of Miami offered Johnson a scholarship at the start of his junior season. He's the prize of their 2012 recruiting class, and despite a coaching change and looming NCAA sanctions, Johnson never wavered.
Even the UM-colored shoes on right here, there was no question you were going anywhere else.
Nah, none at all. Pretty much growing up watching UM, I was a big UM fan my whole life, And as a child, I could always see myself playing for them.
Once he committed to Miami, you know, he wasn't so much worried about the sanctions and things like that. He's the type of kid, he feels that he's going to be the difference maker.
Johnson's commitment to UM also has to do with being a mama's boy, and he's not afraid to admit it.
My mom is a big part of my life, and I'm not willing to leave her for 4 years. I don't know how I will be able to adapt with that.
When the top college coaches in America kept courting Duke, he didn't care about the attention. In fact, it was his mom that didn't want to miss out.
Pretty much my mom watched Blindside, the movie Blindside, and she seen all the coaches come to the house, and that's pretty much what she wanted to experience. But no matter where I go, no matter when I want to commit, she was behind me 100%.
She was next to him on signing day, proud of her son for knowing what he wants.
Well, it's no secret who wins our next trophy for Dade County, the Tico People's Gas Player of the Year in Dade County. Again, this is an award that people in Broward, high school fans in Broward and Dade got to vote for all season long on SouthFloridaHighSchoolFootball.com. And to present the trophy to our man Duke Johnson right here from Tico People's Gas, Tracy Galladay.
Congratulations, Duke, on an outstanding season. Thank you.
All right, that's Duke Johnson right there with, I mean, really, this is an extended family right here, Duke. I'm not sure. We got to check their IDs because I don't think all these people are your actual family. This is great. Really nice to feel that support from your family, and they get to watch you close to home at the University of Miami.
That's one of my main reasons I picked University of Miami, because of my family.
I can tell you're a real family man. You told us in that interview how much your mom meant to you, especially, you know, just she was always there for you, such a big part of your life. And what did it mean to you today to put the pen to paper, get that college scholarship, and know you're going to continue your future at the University of Miami?
I feel great. Just know that my long life dream has been accomplished.
And going to the U, I love one of the things you said in that interview. You're not afraid of the competition. You're not afraid of the fact that, you know, they change coaches. There's these sanctions looming. You're still going to go down there and do your thing and bring the U back. How are you going to do that?
With the help of some of my South Florida guys, like Tracy Howard, Deion Bush, Malcolm Lewis, and a couple of more other guys. With the way we play and the brotherhood we have, we should be able to bond and pretty much do what they did in the 80s.
What was your reaction when Tracy, who we talked to earlier, Tracy Howard, flashed the U and decided he was going to Coral Gables too? Did you know ahead of time?
No, I didn't.
Really?
But I loved it.
I bet you loved it. Big smile on his face. By the way, Duke Johnson averaged, is this right? I saw this at 10 yards per carry. Is that even possible? A first down per carry?
Yeah.
Humble. He's humble, right? Is that how he always is, guys? Yeah. Well, that's why we love Duke Johnson, Dade County Player of the Year for Tico People's Gas. Congratulations on the award. Really happy for you, Duke. And don't forget to follow the High School Football Show on Twitter. You go at HSF Ball, and for NBC Miami Sports at NBC Miami Sports. But right now, we're going to talk to Duke a little bit later. We're going back to Joe Rose.
All right, thank you so much, Coop. So many great players here tonight at Dave & Buster's. Brian Cox Jr. from St. Thomas Aquinas on his, well, I guess it speaks for itself, on his way to be a Florida Gator. Hey, congratulations. Was it a tough decision for you to make?
I mean, it was. Once I got to the campus and saw everything, it was just pretty easy. It was automatic.
You took some other trips. Anybody else close, or did the Florida thing, you fell in love right away in Gainesville?
Well, actually, I didn't take any more officials other than Florida, but all the unofficials I took, I was pretty happy and excited about those until I came to Florida and saw everything that they presented to me, and it was just great.
I'm always curious. You're in Ohio, and of course your father got a job here at the Miami Dolphins, Brian Cox, which folks know.
Right.
So you transferred to St. Thomas Aquinas. Was it an adjustment playing football there since such great competition?
It was. I mean, coming from Avon, Ohio, which is not a really big school that's on the map, and going down to St. Thomas, which gets so much national exposure, just was overwhelming, but I handled it pretty well.
All right. Dad, an intense guy. We all know him, remember him playing for the Dolphins. What was it like? Did he ever tell you what it was like for him watching you play football?
He said that the games that we were down and we didn't do so well, he thought I played the best when we were under pressure. And that's just one of the things he really highlighted during my time at St. Thomas.
All right, so defensive tackle, defensive end, what position do you like better on that defensive line?
I prefer the defensive end. I like to come off the edge, wreak havoc on the quarterback and just use my speed to get out there.
The whole experience of playing at St. Thomas Aquinas, a national powerhouse, having all those schools come out, what is that whole process like to go through?
I mean, it's a crazy process, but it is great. Like, if I could do it all over again, I probably wouldn't, because it's just so nerve-wracking, but, I mean, it was fun while it lasted.
All right, hey, Brian Cox Jr., thank you so much. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Good luck with everything with the Florida Gators, and it's still great here. Hey, we got a lot more coming up in our South Florida signing show, so don't go away. The Canes score big around the state. We take a look at how the Florida colleges did when we come back.
Thanks to a generous donation by Tico Peoples Gas, the South Florida High School Football Show is able to congratulate Miami Northwestern Senior High School as the 2011 Miami-Dade County High School of the Year for placing the most nominations for the Tico Peoples Gas Player of the Year.
The South Florida High School Football Signing Day Special is brought to you by Sir Pizza, Tico Peoples Gas, and by U18 Sports Medicine.
Tico Peoples Gas presents Make the Call.
Hey, what's Bert digging up?
I don't know, planting a tree?
Did he call 811, before he started?
It doesn't sound like it.
Before you pick up the shovel, pick up the phone. Dial 811 and get your utility lines marked for free. Avoid the fines. Don't hit the lines. If you hit a utility line, you can interrupt your service and your neighbors too. Know exactly what you're digging yourself into. Call 811. Brought to you by Tico Peoples Gas.
At U18 Sports Medicine, our team focus is on treating young athletes. Dedicated and experienced pediatric orthopedic surgeons work with the outstanding U18 staff to meet a wide variety of needs, x-rays and MRIs, therapy and nutrition, and much more. Our leading-edge facility is open year-round to help prevent and treat injuries. U18 can help young athletes stay off the sidelines and on the field. A program of Memorial Healthcare System and Joe DiMaggio Children's Hospital. Visit U18sportsmedicine.com.
They watch me all the time, and I think my mom found my stash of Sir Pizza boxes.
My parents are totally convinced that my ranch dressing habit is becoming a serious problem.
I told them I only eat squares, and with only crumbled bits of pepperoni. They say that's how it all starts.
They just don't understand how good it is. A special blend of cheese, the sauce, the crunchiness, the dough.
But I can totally stop whenever I want.
It's not a problem.
Now get our family special, a large royal feast and a large one-topping pizza for only $25.
Welcome back to the South Florida High School Football Show Signing Day Special. Standing here behind me right now, some of the top high school football seniors in Broward County going to some of the top colleges all across the country, but a lot of them staying in the Sunshine State. But which Florida school won the recruiting battle? Let's take a look. If potential NCAA sanctions were discouraging recruits to go to Miami, you'd never know it by their 2012 class. A consensus top 10 group gives head coach Al Golden plenty to smile about. The Jewels, Miramar's Tracy Howard, and Norland's Duke Johnson, both five-star players. But Golden also cleaned up all over the state. Army All-American defensive end from Tampa, Tyreek McCord. He even got emotional, had to hold back tears after picking the U.
It's pretty much a family. It's hard to leave a family just to go off to go to school. So it's very, very emotional.
Also flashing the U, a duo from Palm Beach Central, speedy wide receiver Angelo Jean Lewis and defensive end Gabriel Terry.
Truly just magical. It's kind of like a dream come true. I always wanted to be a U player, and I grew up watching the U, and now I'm a part of that, and it just really feels special.
The Canes also grabbing a pair of Cypress Bay teammates, offensive lineman Daniel Isadora and linebacker Josh Witt. He's one of 8 early enrollees in the Gables.
I like the coaching, and it's right in my backyard, and I get to play with my friends and stuff like that, so it's nice.
Miami also added 3 quarterbacks in this class, including Westminster Christian's David Thompson. The Gators turned in a solid class as well for Will Muschamp. Linebacker Brian Cox Jr., son of the former fiery Dolphin, taking his talents to the Swamp. Cox joins Hallandale defensive back Willie Bailey, who enrolled early in Gainesville. FIU and Mario Cristobal adding 29 new players to the mix, their biggest class of all time. That includes Tyreek McCord's Tampa teammate Adrian Jenkins and Flanagan wide receiver Jeremy Smith, 9 of the 27 at FIU from the Tri-County area. And we can't forget about the Owls, FAU inking 3 players from Broward, including Northeast receiver Jeremy Glinton and 2 more from Dade.
Thanks, Coop. And, of course, Al Golden and Miami Hurricanes ranking up one of the top classes in the country. Has a lot of people all fired up and to talk about it. Nobody knows South Florida high school football better than Larry Bluestein, our high school football insider. And, Blue, what'd you think overall?
Well, Joe, you couldn't be anything but happy for what the University of Miami did. Last year, Golden came in limited time, and we saw what he could do. When he had a full year to garner these kids, getting Tracy, getting Duke were just, I guess, we talked about it earlier. You get 5 or 6 kids in this class that could help out immediately. Then the other 15, 16, in Miami's case, like 23 or 24, you have to hope that you develop them, they come along.
Were you surprised, considering there could be potential probation over the head at the university, they're able to get this kind of class?
Oh, yeah, you have to be, because, I've been in settings before where you hear coaches talking to UM recruits, telling them you're not going to play in BCS games. You have a lot of things that, you're not going to be able to do. So, yeah, I was very surprised, but tremendous class.
All right, overall, South Florida talent this year in Dade and Broward County?
Awesome. I mean, this year, when you take a look at Miami with the first and second rated players in Dade County, you come in the first and second rated players in Broward County. You have Tracy and Jelani. Dade County, you have Duke and Dion Bush. Depth-wise, they went everywhere. Mississippi, they went to Tennessee, Alabama. So it shows that Dade County, South Florida talent in particular is still going strong.
It's amazing. We take a look at this talent. We talk about it all the time, and yet it is a breadbasket for schools. You've seen all the different hats.
Right.
And now we're seeing more people recruiting from the West Coast.
Yeah. Well, Fabian Moreau, UCLA. I mean, this is the first player ever from down here. You have Freddie Mitchell from up in Lakeland went there, but nobody ever from here. But Fabian Moreau from Western High School goes to UCLA. That's a good point. Boise State's going to come now because they're in the Big East, so a lot more schools from the West.
Did the Tracy Howard one surprise you a little bit with the signing today?
Yeah, it did. I thought Florida was where he was going to go, but you know what? You and I talked earlier, the decision that he made on Sunday could have changed easily over the next couple of days because he was surrounded by those people who wanted him to go elsewhere.
Larry, thank you so much, man. Good talking to you.
Anytime.
This is his day, no question about it. Hey, we got to take a quick break. We'll come back and wrap things up right after this. Stay with us.
Over the past 8 years, Arena Advertising and Sports Marketing, along with their marketing partners, the South Florida High School Football Show, have awarded over $75,000 in academic scholarships to 80 Dade and Broward County scholar athletes. These students not only excel in sports, but in the classroom and in our communities as well. Congratulations.
Tico People's Gas presents Make the Call.
Hey, what's Bert digging up?
I don't know, planting a tree?
Did he call 811, before he started?
It doesn't sound like it.
Before you pick up the shovel, pick up the phone. Dial 811 and get your utility lines marked for free. Avoid the fines. Don't hit the lines. If you hit a utility line, you can interrupt your service and your neighbors too. Know exactly what you're digging yourself into. Call 811. Brought to you by Tico People's Gas.
Welcome back as we wrap things up here on the high school sports show, our signing day special, Joe.
So if I can make you a good-looking coach, if you could get, you'd be
I could win a ton of games.
Guy, huh?
No doubt. We got talent all over the field, and this is an amazing group of kids from South Florida. About 100 signees here at Dave & Buster's for this show. The 4th year, the best yet, and it keeps getting better, Joe. But I want to say one thing. A lot of people make recruiting and signing day about your school and how well did you do. It's about them. It's about them and the families that get college education. Their kids get to go and live out their dreams. That's what it's all about.
I agree. And this is their day, no question about it. And it just makes you feel good. If you're into high school football here in South Florida and you enjoy watching college football and, of course, the next level, a lot of these kids are going to be big-time players. It's been fun watching them through high school, and they'll go on and do real well at the next level.
No matter what it is, the next level might be the NFL, might be doctors, lawyers, businessmen. Either way, they're going to be prepared. Thank you to the families that came out here. Thanks to these young men. Really wish you guys the best of luck. For Joe Rose and Adam Cooperstein, thank you so much for watching the South Florida High School Football Show Signing Day Special from Dave & Buster's. We will see you next year.